You're listening to The Hardpoint with Onexpunchxdad and Code Rome's.
Welcome back to The Hardpoint, episode number 58. 58, baby. We're getting older. We're getting wiser. We're doing more things. My name is Joshua. You can call me Josh. You may know me as Onexpunchxdad online.
My name is Cody. I relatively recently have started going by Big C Murd.
Big C Murd.
Big C Murd.
Big C Murd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've actually, you know, when you go to make like a username for something?
Yeah.
My last couple have been Big Murd, so I'm trying to make it stick.
Big Murd. Is Code Rome's dead? Are we putting are we gonna mothball Code Rome's? Are you gonna
I think I've evolved, yes.
Officially
I've evolved into Big C Murd. I like it better.
Taking on the moniker, taking up the mantle of Big C Murd.
Yeah. It's not like Code Rome's had a massive following and I'm rebranding like HBO did with Max, which was a terrible idea.
Are you in your Max era?
Yeah, no, it's a pretty safe transition here.
I like it.
I'll have to alert all three people that knew me by Code.
They're gonna be like, wait, what? We're gonna have to change the t-shirts, the hats, everything.
It's gonna be a PR nightmare.
Gonna have to. Hey, welcome back to the show.
I don't even know what number it is.
Yeah. 58, baby.
58.
Hey, for those of you who are wondering, yes, we did take 2 weeks off. I had a couple people asking me in my live streams this weekend if we were gonna stop. We're absolutely not gonna stop. I'm sorry, we didn't really, we just needed to take a couple of weeks. It was the holidays. I got sick. All my kids were sick. And it was just, we wanted to have that downtime. You know what I mean? So we took it. 50.
Not to mention our upload day was Christmas Day and New Year Day. Just the way that it fell.
So both of our typical upload days fell on holidays, big holidays. Yeah. So in lieu of trying to rush and scramble, and there was travel, there's family coming into town, and people are sick. So we just we took a couple weeks off. It's a rare thing around here, I'll tell you. We didn't even do that last year.
We didn't want to show up Christmas. It gets one day a year. We'll let them have it. We didn't want to come in here and steal all the attention,
That day belongs to one man, and his name is Santa Claus.
I didn't know which direction you were going with that.
Now, ain't no one upstaging Santa Claus on my watch, man.
Dude, can I give you a Christmas movie recommendation for next year?
Absolutely.
Do you like The Rock?
I think I know where this is going. He's fine.
Okay. Well, then maybe feel more hesitant to recommend now.
Did you watch Red One, buddy?
I watched Red One, man.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible movie, but it's so good. It's so good, man.
Hold on. That's not what I thought you were going to.
It's not. I'm not here to tell you it's a great movie because it's not. Oh. It's got really bad CGI. In the beginning, it's probably not going to hook you, but if you'll stick around, just stick around, you will be rewarded. It's a good movie. It's entertaining. The story is intriguing.
You will be rewarded, he said.
Yes. It's funny. It's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it to watch Red One.
Just
don't take it too seriously, people.
Okay. See, I have it's weird how Christmas movies kind of get like a plus 10, right? Like they get kind of like some starting points just for like being the vibe of what you're trying to do or get after, right? So well, I love Jingle All the Way. We talked about Jingle All the Way with Arnold. A lot of people hate that movie. A lot of people.
I watched that this year.
A lot of people. Did you like it? It's not bad, right?
No, it's a particularly funny part too, where he like throws the tiny elf or whatever when he's
Yeah, the mini-me elf picks up Vern Troyer and throws him.
had me and Caleb laughing pretty hard.
It's a banger, man. I'm telling you. I'll throw one back at you. I will keep an open mind for Red One, although I'm probably not going to watch it for at least 11 months.
That's okay.
We watched one on Max called 8-Bit Christmas. I don't know if you've watched that one.
No, familiar. That sounds familiar.
That is one where it's about, so it's like a dad talking to his daughter, so it's kind of like a narrated story, but he tells the story of when he was like 12 or 13 years old, and it was the year the original Nintendo came out. It was like 1984 or 5, whatever. And the whole movie is him trying to coax his parents into getting him a Nintendo for Christmas.
Okay.
And so, like hijinks ensue. And it's actually a really, really fun movie, man. I really enjoyed it. And the kids enjoyed it too.
I flew by this on TV. I didn't watch it front to back, but I was scrolling YouTube TV one day, and that name now is it's ringing a bell.
Yeah.
So I watched it for a little bit. It kind of had like some charm to it, I remember thinking.
It did, yeah. Like it's kids. Kids are the main character, and it's narrated, so you get a little bit of like Christmas Story vibes.
Yeah.
You get a little kind of like Home Alone, like there's some like heisty kind of like kids getting into trouble type stuff. It's a lot of fun. So it's good. I enjoyed it as an adult.
I'll check it out next year. It'll probably be 11 months.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if we watched it any sooner.
Remember this conversation we're having. So
I will. For sure.
Did you have a good Christmas? Did you have a good New Year, brother? It's your first of both with a little baby in the house.
Yes.
I have to imagine the vibe was different.
It was great. It was very memorable, very fun. My wife made it a big deal. That's something that would kind of glaze over me, I think. I realize it's my first Christmas with a kid, but it doesn't go much further past that. But for her, she made it a really big deal. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just kind of seeing her experience. Dude, I mean, she's 6 months. She got a bunch of presents. And she would, you could kind of like peel the wrapping paper, get it started for her, and she would grab it and kind of like unwrap these presents, and she'd pull any tissue paper out and, whatever. She doesn't actually know what's going on, but seeing her like kind of open gifts actually was really, really fun. And then of course, she's more interested in the paper and the boxes and, whatever than like the actual gift.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. And my New Year's note, this was the first time I didn't cross midnight in probably 15 years, if not more than that.
Yeah.
20 years. I think first time.
You texted me at like 10:30, 11. You were like, well,
I'm out.
See you next year, pretty much. I know neither of us went out. Neither of us did. I was sick as a dog on New Year's. I felt like I was dying. You stayed in.
Yeah.
And when you stay in, you just go to bed.
You know what? And what was really cool was waking up on New Year's Day kind of early, nice and refreshed, not hungover, not anything. Like I felt like, wake up at like 7 or 8 a.m. on New Year's Day, and I felt like I was up before everybody. Nobody's up early on that day. That's got to be like the most unanimous late waking up day of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's typically a very late start for me.
So it was pretty nice. Get in bed early. Dude, when you got a 6-month-old, got to get that sleep when you can. I've learned a few times I've stayed up because it's the weekend. And then inevitably, when she wakes up 10 times that night, you are just kicking yourself in the ass. So you got to sleep where you can get it.
Got to get it while it's on the table, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So no New Year's for us, really.
That's okay. Well, to everyone listening, hey, we hope you guys had a good holiday. Like I said, sorry we dipped out. We just needed a little breaky break. You know what I mean? Maybe next year we'll post like a backlog episode or something for you guys to listen to. That way you get your fix, a little hardpoint fix, because you're addicted. No, it's okay. Yeah. Let's get right to it, man. So we had 2 weeks off, and in terms of crushings, there was a lot. I was indoors at home quite a bit over the last 2 weeks, being sick or taking care of sick kids. So I have a few things that I kind of went front to back on. But you, buddy, update us on what you've been crushing, please.
Do you want to alternate?
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Let's kick it back and forth. I concede. You get first crushings.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my biggest one.
Okay.
We're gonna put a bow on it.
Oh, I know.
We're gonna tie it. We're gonna table it. We're gonna put a bow on it because somebody, me, rolled credits on Stalker 2 over the holidays.
There we go, baby. There we go. I need to know, man. I need your final out brief on Stalker 2.
I'm gonna try and make this brief. I could do an entire episode just on my thoughts on this game. So I'll give you the touch points, the high points. I did roll credits. It took me about 45 hours to roll through the main story.
Okay.
I would say of that 45 hours, that was 90% main story focused, 5% side missions, 5% exploration. So that was pretty laser focused attempt.
Yeah.
I died 125 times.
Oh my God.
Throughout. Every time you die, the loading screen has a death counter on it, so you can see how many times you died.
Okay.
Longest, dude, this is my single most greatest video game achievement of my entire life. I cannot believe I finished this game. I just can't believe it.
I can't either, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you started playing it, you were telling me it's hard. It's hard. I was like, there's gonna be a difficulty wall at some point, and he's gonna burn out because that's what we do.
Yeah,
we typically burn out, and we like, oh, the new thing came out. Let's try it. Or I'm just gonna take a break from video games. I was dead set that at some point this game was just you were just gonna let it fall flat on the floor, and it never happened.
I refused. And even when I first started, I started on easy mode. And I quickly felt like it was a little too easy. So from probably mission 2 or 3 on, I bumped it up to the middle. There's easy, whatever, normal, and then stalker mode. So I didn't do the hardest one. I did the middle one.
Yeah.
And that's what I played it through the entire way. Long, very hard. I was so determined to finish it though. And I was also determined to like not really bring it to the new year. Because it's one of these things where like I never did not enjoy it, but it's a game where the harder you try to press onward, the harder the game pushes back on you. It is not meant to be like just everything's, there's no fast travel. There's a form of fast travel, but everything's really far. Everything's trying to kill you. It's just it's a hard game to like ramrod, if that makes sense.
So no speed runs for you, huh?
No, it's meant to be taken very slow, explored, like very kind of carefully trekked through this world.
Yeah. So
as I'm just sprinting from mission to mission, that's where a lot of those deaths and just came, that kind of stuff came in. The end was kind of a slag. I'm not gonna lie, kind of a slog. Actually, I misread my word there.
Slag a slog, yeah.
It had this bad habit of at the very end, like every time you got to your destination, there was something that you had to get to this elevator. You spend an hour trying to get to the elevator. Oh, the elevator doesn't have power.
Of course.
Or get to this city. Oh, before I'm going to let you through, you have to go do something for me. Get to this room. Oh, you have to go restart the generator. Like it was just that for what felt like the last 5 to 8 hours of the game. So the end got a little whatever, a little tedious.
Yeah.
But this is the most time and the most invested I've been in a game since Red Dead 2. No doubt.
Wow.
There are 4 different endings, and I'm actually really happy with the ending that I got.
Okay. I'm
not even going to way too much context to fill you in on to tell you anything about like.
But you got the one for the amount of time that you put in. You got the one that you would have wanted if you had known it was a choice.
Yeah, I think so. In Stalker fashion, apparently what I've read, none of them are very good or
Yeah.
happy,
Right.
even if one appears good, it's kind of not.
Did you get the least bummer option?
Well, I got the most divisive. I saw the most people saying it was the best and the worst, which made me happy. It made me feel something for sure. And there were a couple other ones that I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't get that one because I would have been disappointed. So I'm happy with my ending for sure. I got to a point. Have you ever played a game so much where like the noises are burned into your brain?
Yeah.
Like the mission completed, or like you get a new objective, or just like all the little audio cues in the game
Yeah.
are seared into my brain to this date. I hear everything all day.
Yeah. Been there.
I'd
man.
be laying in bed thinking about it. I know you've been there. Like wide eyed, middle of the night, just like
I
can't
think
get enough Stalker,
the
bro.
last time that happened to me was my last Mass Effect playthrough. I think it was when COVID.
Yeah.
It was when COVID was going on. It was in 2020. And
Yeah.
I literally, because I play all 3 games like front to back usually if I do a Mass Effect playthrough.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm checking out my dog, making sure she's
No, you're good.
sleeping and not shitting on the floor. But yeah, by the end of that, because you take that same character and those same side characters all the way through 3 fucking
Right.
games, and by the end of it, yeah, I was absolutely having dreams about like, God, I gotta make sure I can do this, and I was
Yeah.
same thing. You hear the menu stuff, so yeah, I get that, man. It's kind of, I love it. I love feeling immersed in a story like that, but also like when it's over, you're like, oh, great, I get my life back.
Dude, that's why I was pushing so hard to finish it, because I felt like this game had a stranglehold on my time and on my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got to finish this. Like it's not because I wasn't enjoying it, but the time had come for me to put this behind me. I was spending so much time with it. But at the end, dude, I had my exoskeleton suit, my diamond exo, fully upgraded. My weapons fully upgraded. I was fucking rich. My chest had everything I could ever imagine. Like, rarely do I get to the end of a game and just like feel like a fucking god. I had everything, dude. It was awesome. And the very last part of the game, you get into Pripyat.
Yeah.
Pripyat,
It's the
which
town.
it's modeled after like the actual Pripyat. You
Yeah.
can see a lot of online photos of like a side by side of the game and the actual place.
Right.
It's so sick. I want to go to Pripyat now.
Have you
They
watched?
do tours and stuff.
I don't know that we talked about this on the show or not, but have you seen? I guess it'd be kind of an appropriate watch since you just finished this game. But have you watched the HBO series Chernobyl?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I have. It's so good.
I actually just
So
rewatched it
good.
a couple weeks ago, and I will say it is still such a chilling show, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show. But yeah,
British accents, weird choice, but the show itself is 10 out of 10.
the show is so good that it's so easy to get past that within the first
Yeah.
10 minutes for me, honestly.
It's good, man. They have tours and stuff where you can go through. There's something about being somewhere that was like once populated, once densely populated and bustling, and now there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Just quiet. Nature's taking it over. I want to go there. So that's pretty much it. Stalker 2. To sum it up, I heard somebody put it this way, and I think it summarizes this game perfectly. It is what I always wanted, and I know you love this game, so this is probably not going to register.
Yeah.
It's what I always wanted Fallout to be.
Oh, okay.
Like a hardcore survival wasteland game. And I have started Fallout 4 no less than 3 or 4 times thinking this is going to be the time. And I don't ever play more than 2 or 3 hours. I don't like it that much. And this game is everything I've wanted that game to be.
It's got to be the vibe because like Fallout has some kind of like eerie, spooky parts. It's got a lot of silly stuff too.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing silly in this world.
yeah, I was about to say Stalker looks like it's pretty kind of a bummer.
Well, I am proud of myself. This is like my biggest shining achievement video game wise ever, man. I'm so proud.
Rolled credits, man. It's a long time coming. When did you remember precisely when you started? It was like late October, early November time frame? Maybe?
I'm thinking November, probably mid-November, early mid-November. It probably took me a couple months.
Okay. All right.
I think if I had more time on my hands, I obviously could have finished faster, but limited to
Last
a few nights a week and weekends, it takes a while.
last Stalker question I have for you is,
Yep.
being that this is a game you've played, you know it now, you've rolled credits on it. Do you see yourself a year, 2, 5 years from now ever going back to it and saying, you know what, let's do another one. Let's do another Stalker 2 run.
Yes, and I'm going to give it the Red Dead treatment. I don't think I would play through the story again. It's too long. I've seen it. But I actually have an active list of things on my phone of things I didn't go do that I want to go do. Places to explore, just random things here and there. So I'm going to return to it. It'll probably be a little bit, but you can manually save. I got saves all through that game. So
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I will be back in the zone.
Awesome, man. I'm proud of you. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Stalker
Thank you.
2, cooked.
All right. Give me your best. Give me your best crushing.
All right. So I'm going to hit you with the softball. This is one
Okay.
I don't think you are probably too excited about, but and I'm not typical. I'll tee this up. I'm not a musicals guy. I don't sit around listening to them. I know some of them. You know, I did a lot of theater before I joined the Army. You know, and some musicals, you know, there's some bangers. Hamilton's got some bangers in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sondheim wrote some pretty good ones. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for the most part, I don't really like when a musical comes to theaters or whatever. I don't get too geeked for it. However, many years ago when I went to New York, we went and saw Wicked at the Gershwin Theater, which is where it originated. And it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool on Broadway. And Wicked's one of those musicals. It's got some good songs in it. The movie just came out. And originally I was thinking I was probably going to skip this because I heard they were kind of breaking it up into two halves. And it just kind of had that look initially of like all these Disney remakes that have been proliferating. Like they were about to do a Snow White one that just looks fucking terrible. The Aladdin one is just offensive to look at. It so they're all bad to me. Whatever, Beauty and the Beast, all that. So it looked like that, and that's kind of what I thought it was going to be. It was not, man. Wicked is actually a really good movie. There are a lot of songs, and I know a lot of people are like, I get it. But the songs that are good, specifically the last song, are fire, dude. It is. And the girl they got to play Elphaba, who's the main character, she's the Wicked Witch, right? The green chick. She just ate. She is so...
Her voice is unreal.
So talented, man. And, everyone in the movie who sings did really well. Ariana Grande's in it. She does really good. She's really funny. I honestly didn't know she was that funny as an actress. She does comedy really well. She sings really well, obviously. That's kind of like her main thing. But, yeah, man, it was really good. And the ending of that movie I had chill bumps on my arms.
Really?
It was really good, man. Again, knowing you're not a musical guy, assuming a lot of our audience is probably the same, at least watch the final 20 minutes of this movie.
I've heard nothing but great things about this. It won't get me to the theater, but I will absolutely stream it at some point and just check it out.
And I will say this because CGI is I have come to the realization CGI is actively getting worse. CGI is actively starting to look more and more like shit each year. The CGI in this movie is not bad. It is not bad. It's not great. There's a few scenes where you're like, that looks like a college student did it. But for the most part, it's not bad. And it doesn't do the Marvel thing where it takes you out of it and it is apparent that you're looking at like a green screen background.
Right. Yeah.
They did a lot of practical sets. Apparently I was watching some behind the scenes stuff. So a lot of the kind of like magical, like high ceilinged rooms and stuff that they're in. Actually, they went to places like that. So, or built the set, I should say. But yeah, hot recommend for Wicked. The kids enjoyed it. Even my sons, who are typically they'd rather watch I Show Speed for 3 hours straight. They enjoyed it as well. So, Wicked was good. Yeah.
Good rec. I'll swing by it. I'll find a way to swing by it.
All right, back to you.
All right. Have you seen Furiosa? Mad Max?
Okay. This is on Netflix right now.
Yes, recently added.
I actively wanted to go see this in the theater because it felt like a movie that you probably needed to see in a theater. It came out maybe like 2 or 3 months after Dune 2, which we both really enjoyed. And I don't know if I was just kind of worn out on the whole desert apocalypse type stuff, but something stopped me short of going to see it. But it's on Netflix now, and I really, really want to watch it. Please tell me you did.
I watched it. Did you like the first one, Fury Road?
Yeah. Fury Road's awesome.
Dude, I love it. I've come after Stalker to realize that like Wasteland is like it's one of my favorite genres.
Yeah.
It's an itch that I have that feels so good when it's scratched. And Mad Max scratches it in such a unique way.
Yeah.
Is it because,
because I know you're a car guy. Is it the car stuff?
It's partly that, man. They got some rigs in there, just some
insane looking cars.
Yes. Like the guy that plays the guitar in the first one that's strapped to the big old rig. Like it's just stuff out of this world in a wasteland that makes it so cool. This one I liked twice as much as the first one.
Really?
I loved it, dude. I wanted to roll it back to the beginning as soon as the credits rolled. It is good. It's very good. It starts out good and it pulls you through the entire movie.
Okay.
It's got one of the Hemsworth brothers. I don't know which one.
It's Chris Hemsworth. He's Thor.
Chris.
Yeah.
Hilarious, dude. I mean, he's the bad guy, so like in a terrible way, but it's so good. The one knock I have on it, there is we were just talking about this, some pretty dog shit looking CGI at moments of that movie.
What is happening?
Dude, I mean, there are a couple scenes where I'm like, that looks fucking terrible. Terrible.
Dude. Someone did, not to break your story up here, but someone was showing on like TikTok the other day. Do you remember the Pirates of the Caribbean movie? The Davy Jones character, the dude who's got like the squid beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they had video of that. This movie came out in like 2003 or 4.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic. It looks like it came out. Well, it doesn't look like it came out today because it looks good. It looks like someone spent some fucking time on it. It looks amazing. And it's just like, dude, what happened? Like we figured it out. And I don't know if it was just so expensive and time consuming that they were like, nah, we're just going to put dots on their face and put them in front of a blue screen and call it good.
Right.
But I don't know, man. It's a bummer to hear that even in a movie like that, you were kind of taken out of it for a little bit.
I mean, there's one scene in particular stands out as the green screen couldn't be anymore. They might as well have just left it green. I mean, it's so fake looking. Wow. So you have to go into it kind of just with that in mind. But the story is great. The characters are a 10 out of 10. It is a prequel to Fury Road. It kind of leads right into where that movie starts.
Right.
Which I actually didn't know. It's absolutely worth your time. It's great.
Okay.
Just realize that there's going to be some scenes where you kind of cock your head sideways, like
some goofy.
How did that make it? Yeah.
I want to give it a shot because it is a movie. Like from the teaser trailer for that movie was amazing, dude. Just really great music.
Yeah.
Really just got the hype going in a good way.
Dude,
so
some of the fucking action scenes. I mean, the vehicular combat. There's one long drawn out vehicle combat scene that is just. I mean, when it ends, you realize you're like sweating that entire time and white knuckling your chair. It's so good.
One thing about those movies I love is the characters. Like like this one has the Immortan Joe is in it. The dude with the skull mask is back. That dude's crazy looking. There's a dude I've
All
seen
the War Boys.
the War Boys, and then there's a dude I've seen in some of the videos. They call him the Octoboss. That dude's
Yeah,
really,
all black with like the horns. Yeah.
that dude's really wicked looking to me.
It's, dude, the war rig that they build. They actually show them kind of like building some of these, like the vehicles that they drive. I mean, kind of like behind the scenes within the movie. It's good. Go watch it. It's so worth your time.
Furiosa.
Yep.
Done deal. All right.
What you got?
For my next one. This is one just came out. I think actually just hit Netflix last week. Squid Game 2.
I know where you're going.
Squid Game.
Yep.
Squid Game 2 is with us now.
On my list.
Did you watch Squid Game 1?
Oh yeah. A huge fan. Loved it. Loved
Okay.
it. Loved it. Loved it.
Okay. Yeah. Great show. Korean show. Did you watch it with subs or dubs? Did you watch it with the subtitles or with the American voices dubbed over?
No, subtitles, man. I think I watched it both ways and I settled on the Korean voices, but just the subtitles is the way to go.
Okay. So that's my preferred way to watch.
Yeah.
However, when it came out, I was super sick and I did not feel like reading a bunch. So
Sure.
I watched season 2 with the English dub voice. And even though it wasn't my favorite, I will say that is a perfectly acceptable way to ingest the story. After a while, you don't really it doesn't bother you as much as you might think it would.
If you're not looking for it to mismatch, or anything like that.
Yeah, obviously like the lips don't line up, but the voices aren't too crazy. Like sometimes like if you hear the American dub over like a foreign film, they're just like that guy doesn't sound like that at all. You know what I mean? Talking all crazy, doing these like cartooning voices. So none of that, thankfully. It's very well dub acted, I guess.
Okay.
We'll call it. Season 2 is great, man. Here's what I'll say about it without getting too spoilery. They do kind of linger a little bit longer on some of the characters' backstory. There is a lot of like people talking in the like barracks, the sleeping area about who they were before they joined the Squid Game. There's a lot of that. And it does kind of lose some steam in those scenes. But the characters that they introduce are cool. A lot of the characters that are in this season are really neat. They bounce off of each other. There's kind of like new, just like social challenges that they're kind of dealing with. Some are not new. Some of them are the exact same things that were happening in the first season, but it's just new people. So they're kind of bringing, a new kind of vibe to it. The games are a little bit different. They kind of changed the games that they play in some very interesting and also terrifying ways, all of which that have you asking like, what would I do? What would I do?
Right.
What would I do? So that part's good. The action, I guess, whatever, the violence is still there. Still very terrifying. Here's what I'll say about it at the end without spoiling too much. They've already announced Squid Game 3 coming out this year, 2025. So what I will say about Squid Game 2 is it leaves on a very, very abrupt cliffhanger ending, to the point where
I wasn't expecting that.
To the point where you're going to be like, that can't be it. But it is, I promise. Which is fine. It's nice to know that I don't have to wait another 2 or 3 years to get that resolved.
Right.
But yeah, it drops you pretty hard at the end. But yeah, all in all, Squid Game 2, again, I don't want to get too spoilery with it because I do want you to watch it.
I watched it.
You did watch Squid Game 2.
Wait, do you mean you in general or me specifically?
I thought you haven't seen season 2, I thought.
No, I have.
Oh,
I watched it.
You watched season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about it this whole time like you hadn't watched it. You said I want to watch this.
No, I have watched this. It's on my list right here of what are you crushing. I was gonna
Oh,
bring it up next.
okay, that's what it did. Because when you said it's on my list, when I say that, when
Uh,
I say it's on my list, I'm saying I'm gonna get to it. So you saw, okay. Did you like Squid Game 2?
No, I actually hated it.
Wow. Really?
I didn't like it at all. I gave it a 2 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Season 1 was so good, and I know how this works. It didn't need anything else. He should have, at the end of that show, left the country and went to his daughter, and that was the end of the story. It should have been it. This never needed to happen in the first place. Episode 1, loved it. It drew me in. I was interested.
Yeah.
Them hiring all those guys, trying to find that guy in the subway.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been more sucked in and ready for episode 2. And from 2 on, it completely lost me, man. The overall plot wasn't interesting to me at all. The side story of them trying to find the island, boring. All the characters, boring.
Yeah, okay.
Just nothing.
So-
Like, I don't care about any of them.
Yes, the sitting around talking about, like this is what I was doing before I was in the games or whatever.
Yeah, that's boring.
Fucking snooze
They-
fest.
They were.
You were just holding all of this inside you the entire time I was talking about it.
I was letting you get, let your opinion get out.
You're so polite, man. Thanks.
And I just felt like they stayed on scenes. Not only those scenes, other scenes way too long. Dude, some of those games would be like an entire episode. Just in one game. I would be scrolling, doing anything but paying attention to watching it, just trying to get through it, but I did not like it at all.
Cool. So Squid Game season 2 is out on Netflix. Cody hated it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I can't believe it, man. All right. Well, shit.
I just, even the whole, what happens at the end, like the whole last episode was just dumb to me. There's no way. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. It felt like just a big giant didn't need to happen. And not only didn't need to happen, they didn't even like execute it very well. I didn't like it. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Watch it. Get your own opinion, but
yeah. All right, yeah. I enjoyed Squid Game 2, Cody not so much. All right. You got one more?
I got one more. I'll make it quick. I'm actually going to double tap here. It took me a little bit to come around on this. The new Kublai Khan album. It's not new. The newest one.
Latest.
Straight heat.
It's saying
straight heat. It's not breaking news, but it's heat.
It's wonderful, man.
Specifically Mud. That song goes very hard. And I got 30 minutes left in this. This is also a recently added on Netflix. I'm positive you've seen it. I never did. Interstellar.
Oh, man.
Is a 3-hour banger, man.
Dude.
It is so good.
3 hours.
And I'm not quite finished yet. I got like 30, 40 minutes left. I've been watching it in like 30-minute chunks.
Dude.
It's so good.
Like the most crucial chunk is left.
Dude, one of the most tense scenes in movie history that I've ever seen is when Matt Damon blows up that ship and it's rotating.
Yeah.
And he starts rotating their ship to match the rotation to lock onto it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking? Dude, that whole scene, I was on my couch like white knuckled.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It's intense, man. Yeah. Interstellar is like everything from like the first act where they're kind of like teeing up why they have to do this giant space mission, like how Earth is essentially just decaying and all the crops are dying, right? To actually going into space, to go into that planet. The fact that planet, time passes differently on that planet.
Dude.
So they're there like 7 hours or something like that, but they go back and the dude's been like, you were gone 23 years.
It was every hour was 7 years back at home.
Yeah.
And they're, whatever, there was giant waves and their ship got broken down. And so, yes, when they returned, it had been 23 years, but for them, it had been like a couple hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes. And his kids are all grown. And dude, the whole thing is just wild.
Terrible.
Wild.
Yeah.
Interstellar. So good. Very sad, though.
It is.
At least just kind of that whole part.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my crushings. You
That's
got anything
good.
else?
I think the last thing that I'll throw out here is I watched The Apprentice, which is that movie where Sebastian Stan plays a younger Donald Trump. Have you seen ads or anything for this movie?
Not familiar at all, actually.
It's not very good. It's really, I'm not a huge Donald Trump fan, but
Sure.
the whole thing very clearly is like they wanted to make him look like as big a piece of shit as they could, and so he's just a piece of shit the whole time. I don't. There's no other way to say it, man. The movie's really like. There's some good acting, and Sebastian Stan, for what it's worth, has some really, really good scenes as Donald Trump where you really realize, you see how much he kind of dove in and kind of took on that character. He did really well. There's some other characters as well that are really well acted. But yeah, for the large part, the movie is a bummer. It's a real bummer.
Really?
Yeah, it's just not.
Is it a comedy or like a drama? What are we talking?
Yeah, it's like a drama biopic type thing.
Okay.
Again, this all takes place before he becomes president, or even like really truly like starts trying to become president. Even it's like back in the 70s, 80s. Yeah, it's just a bummer. Like there's no joy in that movie. It felt like kind of like an Oscar bait type.
Here it is.
Type movie. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, didn't enjoy The Apprentice.
Dude, his hair.
They nailed it. They nailed
like over the.
They nailed the hair. Hang on. Yeah, hold it up.
It's so long.
Yeah, they nailed the hair for sure.
See that?
Yeah. So he does a pretty good Trump, but other than that, it's just it's a bummer of a movie.
So don't recommend.
That's a don't recommend for me. It's one that I was kind of excited about. I love a good biopic where the main person being played actually seems like it looks good. Like I love Lincoln. I think Lincoln's a good movie. I think that's a fun movie about someone who actually existed. That's a lot of fun to watch. Right. But yeah, this was no Lincoln. We'll say.
I'll just watch Squid Game 2 again then.
Yeah, run it back, baby. That's pretty much it, man. That was my crushings for the holiday season.
A lot of good crushings there.
Yeah.
A lot of good crushings. Well, want to do a couple write-ins real quick?
Let's do it.
Let's see here. Where did... Oh, the Fluffykins. That's new.
Okay.
The Fluffykins. Did you get your dishwasher going? Yes, I did. Do you have a voltmeter and a can-do attitude?
I wonder if he's talking to you or me.
Well, I don't have a voltmeter. Wait, did you have a dishwasher situation?
Oh yeah, my dishwasher is also busted. So
what?
Yeah. Did I not tell you that?
No.
Yeah, so my dishwasher like fills with like this like black liquid. Like like it backs up real bad. And if I pour any liquid down the right side of my sink, that liquid goes into my dishwasher and leaks out the bottom. So I can also only use one side of my sink to hand wash all of my dishes right now. Yeah. So, and unfortunately, I don't have a multimeter or a can-do attitude. I have neither of those things. So,
I don't have a voltmeter. I do have a can-do attitude because I swapped out. We talked about mine, right?
Yeah. You just got a new one.
It's still running and nothing's caught on fire.
Probably got a good solid 6 months left on it. That's awesome.
Yeah, we did get the dishwasher going. Brave Ethos.
Brave Ethos.
So I watched Craven. This movie could not have been more under my radar. I watched Craven the Hunter last night, and it's objectively an awful movie by virtually every measure. Have you found an objectively lousy movie but still seem to enjoy it? Yeah, Red One. Red One.
That's your pick, huh?
Yeah.
Man, a terrible movie.
I wasn't. Were you interested in Craven? I wasn't interested for 1 second. I don't even know who that is.
So Craven, the character, is a Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
Not to me, not even one of like the top tier ones. Honestly, like if you're gonna make a movie about a villain and not have the main character in it, it needs to be a Joker or a Venom to pull people in. Not a Morbius.
No.
Not a Craven. Not a Madam Web. It blows my fucking mind that they made any of those movies. Venom made sense, even though, again, you know my beef with like Joker. Not very interesting without the hero in it, but whatever. Right. It got asses in seats at least apparently. But yeah, these other ones, Morbius, Madam Web, and now Craven. Of course they were shit. Of course they were shit.
They were never going to be anything else.
You probably could have put Spider-Man in these movies, and it still would have been shit, man. Nobody give a fuck about Craven.
Yeah.
I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's great. Apparently, he's good in Nosferatu. I really want to see that. He's good in Bullet Train. He's good in a lot. He's good in Kick-Ass. I love Kick-Ass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see my favorite actor be in any of these movies. Yeah. So no surprise. My movie that I love that people hate, and it's simply for nostalgia's sake, is the Mario Brothers movie from back in the 90s. I used to rent that.
Never seen it.
I used to rent that week after week at Blockbuster. I love that movie, and it has high nostalgia returns for me.
Okay.
So
maybe I'll check that out.
You don't need to. You would hate it.
Oh.
It's actually it's at this point, like in adulthood, it's fun to watch because it's bad.
Okay.
But when I was a kid, I was like, hell yeah, strapped in for this. So love me some movie.
So we'll put Craven right over there with The Apprentice.
And Squid Game 2, apparently.
And Squid Game 2, depending on who you ask. Last one here, for today at least. Snakebite Pain. Now that we're past Christmas, what is the worst/dumbest gift you've ever received? I got a Chester Cheetah Snuggie last year. That's pretty high on the list. A Chester Cheetah Snuggie.
Ooh. Man. That's
interesting.
This feels like a mean one.
I'm trying to think of like maybe a white elephant thing, like something, one that you wouldn't offend anybody specifically.
You don't want to get it like bad on purpose. It's kind of like, man, whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. A gift that someone got me that they thought was gonna just, I'm gonna be like,
gonna kill.
Wow. And I was like, I don't know.
That's why I don't like giving people gifts, because I feel like that's going to happen every time I get somebody a gift.
Yeah. Especially with
the fear of like thinking you're going to kill and then them hating.
I like buying people clothes. I will never buy someone clothes. I think I got you a shirt one time. I got you that Acacia Strain shirt that you still wear sometimes.
Yeah.
And even that could have been a dice roll because it's got a very loud graphic on it. You could have easily gotten that and been like, not this one.
It's a great shirt.
Anyway,
I love it.
Yeah, you wear it still to this day. I'm very happy about that. I don't know, man.
Fun pop quiz, actually. That's one of two shirts that you've gotten me. Do you know what the other one is? You have to go way back for
Was
this
it
one.
the 1st Infantry Division one that I got you?
Yep.
Okay.
That one's still hanging in my closet, too.
Really? It probably didn't
fit. It doesn't fit me, but...
I was about to say, you got too much tuna to pack into that thing.
Yeah. No, still got it, though.
Hell yeah. That's cool, man.
I don't know what a bad gift. I don't know.
I'm always like, if someone gets me a gift, I am usually very appreciative, even if it's something that like functionally I just don't need.
You know what? I'll tell you a good gift I got this Christmas, and this is totally random. It's something that I never would have thought twice of. I never would have bought myself. And in practice, I probably would have thought like, that's just who needs that? It's kind of pointless, but it has turned out to be so cool. It's a mug warmer for my desk.
Okay.
So follow me here. You know, usually coffee, if you drink it in a cup, not like a thermos that keeps it warm, but just like
Right.
a coffee mug.
Yeah.
Like the bottom third is always kind of cold,
Yeah.
especially if you're sitting here working, you get distracted or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing keeps it, the temperature it is when you start drinking, it keeps it that temperature all the way down to the last sip.
Keeps it
It's awesome.
pot warm. Yeah.
Like no rushing to drink your coffee. It's hot the whole time.
Okay.
It's sitting right here next to me. It's great.
That is that's a very practical gift, especially for someone who drinks
Yeah.
coffee.
Never would have thought about it myself, but it's turned out to be awesome.
Yeah, coffee gifts in general, even just a mug.
Yeah.
If someone gifts me a mug,
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually like, hell yeah. But yeah, a mug warmer. That's a step up. Who gave you that?
I do have this like intrusive thought though, because there's the hot part,
Yeah.
and it has a big old thing on it that says hot area, do not touch.
You want to touch it.
Every day I'm like,
What if we just tap it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
I
oh, we got.
I can't do it snake bite pain. I can't dime anyone out like that. I don't know. I'm grateful to receive a gift.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Is that all we got?
That's all we got for now, at least.
That's all we got for now. Hey, again, we're back. Show's gonna keep on rocking. We just needed to enjoy our holiday, and we did. We did, all things considered. So I want to say thank you guys so much for staying with us, sticking with us. We'll be back next week. We're getting close to episode 60. You believe it?
No. No, that's actually really crazy.
60 of these eppies, man. It's nuts. But I like it. Man, it felt good to knock one out after 2 weeks off.
Yeah. No, it definitely did.
Definitely. Didn't
Fun to be here.
Didn't lose our step.
Nah.
Cool. Well,
we're hardened veterans at this point.
That's true. That's true. Hardened point veterans. All right, I'm going to be done now. Hey, thanks for listening. If you like the episode, make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching, or leave us a comment, leave us a rating. We sure do appreciate it. We'll see you next week for episode 59. 59. Yep. Baja blessings in 2025. Happy New Year. Big kiss. Get fisted.